Hello, my name is FRANCESFOX. How are you? I'm doing the horoscopes for this week, which is June 26th to July 2nd, 2023. I'm a remote viewer. All of my psychic abilities are trained, particularly my claircognizance. I talked about that on Twitter today. It was rather neat that the definition of claircognizance that I understand is accurate was what they put there. I have to highly recommend Twitter for those who don't just want to be talked to, but who would like an explanation of things. So, my claircognizance is an intelligence of the heart, which is what Plato and Aristotle and all the Greek philosophers felt was important. And that's what I use mainly for these horoscopes. I am not an astrologer, so you're going to get very different information. So let's start. Well, most weeks I have some type of an intention above and beyond making your process of evolution in this very disgustingly chaotic planet, making it easier. My intention this week is to waken in you uh, the memory of having been visited by people from your home planet when you were 2 years old, 2 years and 4 months, and again when you were 4 years old plus 7 months. Now, how do I know this? Because I was doing a live on Twitter for world peace, having to do with that kind of interesting coup in Russia yesterday. You didn't know we had a coup in Russia yesterday? Yeah, the start of one. And that information came through, which I was not asking for, and I wish that it hadn't because it deviated me. But now I understand that part of my mission is to wake you up because you don't remember. Every single human being that has come to this planet has been programmed to have these visits, like a regular doctor's visit. Yeah, did you do your yearly physical? Well, this was not a yearly physical, it was twice. Do you remember? So, your horoscope is going to give you a little bit of information on that particular subject, not remembering that you were visited from your home planet twice, maybe more, but those are the two that were kind of like scheduled. So, let's go ahead and start with Aries, which is a male sign, fire. What do you need to know this week? This is not really limited to this week, but what do you really need to know? Um, this information is going to stabilize you. When you start the process of remembering, it's going to stabilize you a lot. I see a lot of depression in you, and the information is going to stabilize you and give you a lot more power. A lot more power in a society that maybe has not really accepted a lot of things about you because they weren't compatible with kind of like the work ethic. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't need to know what I'm saying. I'm just giving you information. So, waking up your memory so that you remember that you were visited at age 2 plus a month and age 4 plus a month is going to help to stabilize you, ground you, and make you more powerful, Aries. You might want to do the mantra, please God help me with my intention to remember, to gracefully remember who I am. Gracefully means you're not going to lose it. It's not going to make you nervous. It's not going to scare you. It's like, I don't want to know that because then I'm going to start thinking about it. Not that. It's going to come in gracefully. You'll unfold it and process it and then reap the benefits of having an even more solid foundation. Going on to the next astrological sign, which is Taurus, which is a female sign that is the earth element. Taurus. You came in as a Taurus, which is an earth sign, in order to stabilize a group of people that you came in with together. Before you incarnated, which everybody does this, but right now I'm talking about Taurus. You got together with a group of people and you decided to come in to accomplish a mission, certain missions, many missions, and you decided to come in as an earth element sign in order to stabilize the group. And that's what you're doing. And that's what you've been doing. Now you're going to be able to recognize that a lot of the things that might have been considered problematic or handicapping by you and other people about you, they're now going to consider that it's a blessing that you are that way. That's kind of nice, Taurus. That's really nice. So, your mantra, do the same mantra. Please, God, help me with my intention uh, to remember who I am gracefully, because this really is about who you are. You are a human on planet Earth now, but that's not who you are. This is kind of like a visit. And this is totally compatible with what everybody who's really into these realms of metaphysics and ETs knows. This is not anything shockingly new at all. Continuing on to the next sign, which is Gemini. So what does Gemini need to know about the fact that we have now been told that every single one of us has been contacted at age 2 and 4 months, and age 4 and 7 months? A program, obviously. So how did this affect Gemini? Gemini, this revelation is going to kind of take away a lot of black depression that's around your head. You have your mind strings, which channel your mind, extended, and then there's like this blob, this gooky, jello-like substance on your head, and that's going to kind of get shaken off. The mantra is going to help a lot. Please, God, help me with my intention to gracefully remember who I am. It's going to help a lot. And a lot of the depression you've been carrying forever on this planet is going to lift permanently and not come back. It will not be available to be triggered by silly human events that in retrospect will not appear to be important, and yet they had the ability to throw you into a black hole. That black hole is going to be gone, which is really, really good news. So we're going to continue with the next sign, which is Cancer. Cancer is a female sign, water element, which means emotions are like everything to Cancers. So how are you affected? What's going to go on with you as you start to remember these visits? Because what you can start is to remember these visits that all human beings were scheduled and programmed to have at age 2 and 4 months, and at age 4 and 7 months. You got a visit from somebody from your home planet. Okay. So it made you very depressed. But Cancer uses everything as an excuse to fall into depression. I'm a Cancer. We're terrible that way. It made you depressed. It made you yearn. You want to go back home. The whole thing. Do the mantra, and you're going to feel connected to home, and you're going to feel better about life generically across the board. And it's going to be pretty swift and pretty profound, the change in you, once you find out that maybe you weren't so dumb when you decided to incarnate here. The mantra, please God help me with my intention to gracefully remember who I am. And please share these, even if the people say, where'd she get that information? What did you do? Just share it. Just simply listening to the information opens up a door. A lot of the stuff that I bring to the table, I don't necessarily agree with it when I'm saying it. What I do know is that the information is accurate. And then if it's important enough, eventually it weasels its way into my belief system and fills in a hole that was there in my belief system, that the information was important. So as an aside for everybody who's listening to these horoscopes, apparently the coming to planet Earth was a big plan enough to where there was a schedule of visits from the home planet on those particular times on your timeline. That's kind of neat. We need to find out more about that. But let's continue with this week's horoscopes, having to do with maybe the most important energy this week you need to remember, but it will not be limited to this week. We're going to go with Leo, which is a fire sign and a male sign. Leo, after those visits, you were left massively depressed, and that depression continues today. So if I were you, I would trolley on over to your drawer and get your rosary, or trolley on over to a store that sells Buddhist malas, which are Buddhist rosaries. They're twice as long. And I would start with your mantras because I think your life is going to be really different once. Oh my God, I'm just remembering something. Once you accept who you are, which is not from this planet. I know somebody that when he was born, everybody said he's an ET. He's a Leo. I got to get him to watch these horoscopes. I think it's going to make him, I was going to say really happy, and then I was going to say uneasy. I think it's going to be very helpful, regardless of his emotional reaction. These are memories that have been hidden from us purposefully. Now you have the ability to get to them purposefully. And the mantra is what will do it. Please, God, help me with my intention to gracefully remember who I am. Good luck, Leo. I think your life is going to improve a lot with this information. Continuing on with the next astrological sign, which is a Virgo, which is a female sign, earth element. Virgo, you're very bitter. Now, did they break your arm to get you to agree to come to planet Earth? Or did they sell you a bill of goods that has not played out? Did they tell you it was going to be great, it would be okay? Or it would be, don't worry about it, it'll go quick and you'll be back. What did they tell you that you're so bitter about being here, and you're bitter about the people who let you come, who they didn't make you come? I'm not getting that. So, Virgo, when you integrate this information, you will feel more solid. You will feel more you. And I think a lot of this bitterness, which plays out in many different areas in your life, is going to go away. So, your mantra, please, God, help me with my intention to gracefully remember who I am. Maybe a little mantra so you can stop resenting the people on your home planet because they're over there having fun and you're over here not having a good time. Maybe they're not having so much fun there. Maybe that's why they sent you. I don't know. You're the one that needs to find out, Virgo. Okay? Do the mantra and have the intention to be available to the information. And do it especially before you go to sleep, because at night is a good time to start opening that door because you get a lot of extra help and you're quiet. Continuing. Libra. Female, no. Male sign, air sign. Libra. Basically, you've been hysterical since those visits. You were born half asleep, half dead, because you had to make yourself half dead to be on this planet, because if not, you'd shine too bright a light. So this information is going to make life a lot easier for you. You're going to feel a lot more at home because you'll know it's a temporary home, and you will eventually be back to where it is that you were from originally, which may not be the planet that where the people would visit you when you were 2 and 4. Maybe that's the planet that you were on before you came here, but you were on other places. It's like, oh, I work in New York, but I'm from Miami, that type of thing. Oh, I got from New York to India, but you're not from New York, you're actually from Miami, but you work in New York, so that kind of thing. Um, it's going to be very good for you, Libra. It's going to really lighten you up a lot because you've been carrying a lot of tension. I'm remembering a friend of mine who's a Libra. She's been obsessed with spirits and ETs and off planet. Makes sense. Scorpio is the next sign. Scorpio is a female sign and it's a water sign, all about karma. Scorpio, how is it going to be when you start opening up and remembering? I see you've got a big bag and you're pulling stuff out from it and going to the bottom. And what you want to get to the bottom of things. And what you really want to know is, what's this all about? This whole thing about, yeah, they came to visit you from your home planet twice when you were 2, when you were 4. And maybe that planet is not where you are really from, but where you were before you came here. And it was just a stop up point. You don't want any of that stuff. You want to know, what's the game, Scorpio? You want to know what was the game? Okay, so I'm not from here. Why did I come? I want to know the conspiracy part. That's you, Scorpio. You want to know the dark side. Because honestly, without the dark side, you don't have full information. And you certainly don't have that valuable piece of information or pieces of information that could make the whole thing make sense. So this is going to be an exploratory process for you, but it's going to be really good. So just do your mantra. Please, God, help me with my intention to gracefully accept who I am, to make a big difference. And I think some people are going to start switching over to who they are without even realizing it. And people are going to say, what did you just do? Wait a second. You just turned into something. What? Wait. That's going to start happening. So if you know this stuff the way we present it, because we already went through the craziness of waking up, whatever, then why don't you share this and get more people to have the information? Don't tell them they have to believe it. And I don't tell you you have to believe it. You just have to hear it. And I already did my job because there's a hole someplace in your information, in your personal library, and this information will fill in that hole, which will make you more whole, being it that we're a collection of information. Let's go on. Sagittarius, male sign, fire element. You don't want to know a thing. You had those visits, they were powerful, but embittering. What good was that going to do? I don't want to remember. I just need to move forward until this is over and I can leave. Well, the problem is that you went ahead and you covered up your third eye, and your third eye is covered up, and you need it uncovered because that's where wisdom is, and that's where that extra information is that will make you a better doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, cook, mother. You need the third eye operational, and you literally made a decision to shut it down. So do the mantra that I think a lot of things are going to open up for you, not just in this arena. Please, God, help me with my intention to gracefully remember who I am. Okay, Sagittarius? And roll up those little shades that you put down over your third eye. It's going to be very nice for you. We're going to continue now with Capricorn, which is earth sign and a female sign. And I don't see you resisting any of this. I see your third eye spinning in the direction it's supposed to, which is good. And I see you with the boundaries around your property, which means you're setting up proper boundaries, having to do with enemies, having to do with people being able to get to you. But I see you putting lights on top of it. In other words, rather than keep out, it's bad guys don't come, but look, there's a light. Yes, friends. Yes, family. You're welcome to come in. So Capricorn, do the mantra, but I think you have the basics already. And the mantra is, please God help me with my intention to gracefully remember who I am. But I think you're kind of already there, and I think that your grounding that we've been seeing for several weeks has to do with that, because I think this is going to unground a lot of people. That's why it's important that you share this. Even if people go, what, is this lady nuts? Where did she get this information from? Who does she think she? That's okay. That's okay. You already got it to them. And when they start hearing it here and there and there, they'll come back to this and go, okay, well, maybe I need to look at those recommendations, because these are not just, these are this week because we got the information yesterday on Twitter, but these are not this week's horoscopes. This is from here forward. Continuing then, Aquarius, male sign, air sign, bitter, bitter, bitter people. They don't like it here. What the heck is this? It's like you're at the university level postgraduate and they stuck you in kindergarten. Yeah, they're cute kids. Oh yeah, they have more fun than I do. Look at them yelling and screaming and throwing a ball around and playing these little games. Yeah, they're having fun, but I'm not. That's how Aquarius feels, that he got dumbed down when he came to this planet, except he didn't know he came from this planet. He thinks he's here. This is it. This is whatever. So, Aquarius, do the mantra so you can remember where you're from, who you are. And being that other people are doing it also, I think you're going to notice that other people are not going to look so dumb to you anymore. And you're going to have a lot more competition having to do with awareness because they're going to wake up. So a little bit more patience for those that did not come in as an Aquarius with such an expanded mind. But they're going to catch up with you, Aquarius. So be careful. careful with throwing around names and descriptives of other people as not so fast, not so swift, a little bit dumb, low IQ, wasn't in line when they were giving out intelligence. You need to quit with all of that because you're going to be having a lot of competition. You already have it with the real young people. They know as much as you do, Aquarius, and actually more. So a little bit of humility is going to go a long way. The mantra, please God help me with my intention to gracefully accept who I am. Because sometimes Aquariuses have not been so graceful about how much more intelligent or observant they are than other people. Now's the time to be graceful. We're continuing and finishing with Pisces, which is a female sign and is a water sign. Pisces, I just see your mind streams, the channels of your mind are standing up, proper configuration, lots of black jello on them. So a lot of water in your head. I know you may not want to wash your hair every day, but certainly wetting your head every day would be a really good thing. Shaking your head. They have a little thing. I don't sell them, so this is not a sales pitch. But I think everybody should find one of these. And this stimulates the crown chakra and the third eye. And you can feel how releasing it feels. Not great for hairstyle, but that's not important. Pisces, I think you need this. This will help release that black jello-like concentration of astral particles of depression that you have that have congested your head forever, especially since the Inquisition. The Inquisition apparently was a really dark time on the planet for people's souls. Not that many people died. Why did it leave such a profound fingerprint on the human psyche? Because people were forced in the name of God to do ugly things to other people that they knew had not done anything wrong, or certainly had not done anything wrong enough to be subjected to that kind of torture. It's very interesting. We won't go into that now. Pisces, stimulate your hair, your head. Head massages with coconut oil would be great. Coconut oil with a couple of drops of CBD oil would be really great. Just plain massage your head. If you don't want to do that, you don't want to get your hair messed, get your head stimulated so you can release all of that stuff. And your mantra, please God help me with my intention to gracefully accept who I am. It's going to be really good for you, Pisces. A lot of us are going to benefit tremendously because we came in and we came in totally split, shut down, cut off, abandoned. The biggest issue on planet Earth, according to psychologists, is the existential crisis, which is when you realize you're all alone. And that happened to all of us when we came to this planet. So, I'm FRANCESFOX, and those are the energies of the week. What has been revealed? And it was on our Twitter Live. You might want to join us if you know English. This week, we're moving into Spanish also. We're going to have two separate channels, one in English and one in Spanish. You're welcome to join us on either one or both of them. And now, stay with us a few minutes longer because we're going to give you some sensory therapy with the sound of the water element.